J. Cole is in a pickle right now because I believe he's sliding his way into a beef that he probably doesn't even know is about to happen with Drake. And a lot of people are still not forgiving him for apologizing to Kendrick Lamar after he dropped that terrible diss record towards him called
7 Minute Drill.
7 Minute Drill. Thank you. But will that temper expectations for his new album, The Fall Off? It remains to be seen. But one person that is very optimistic about that album is Trader Truth. If you guys recall, Trader Truth, there was a homage track on Might Delete Later, the Trader Truth kind of homage track. Trader Truth
was fire. It was called like something in Ibiza. Trader Truth in Ibiza.
Trader Truth in Ibiza, yeah. Which I love. That's actually my favorite song from that album.
Well, it's one of my favorites.
100% my favorite song from the album. Trader Truth said that The Fall Off is going to surprise people. J. Cole's going to do a bunch of stuff in it, essentially, that's going to get people back on his side. So, with that being said, what expectations do you have for J. Cole? You are a huge J. Cole fan.
I'm J. Cole's my
You
guy.
destroyed him after he apologized.
As he should have.
But, it seems like, if I were to guess, he's a little bit trending in a more of a favorable
look.
Side to
look, I'll say this. You guys who trade stocks and all this other ish, you know what I'm saying, familiar with the stock market. I'm bullish. I'm bullish on my guy J. Cole moving forward with this The Fall Off project. Now look, I gotta say this because I think it just needs to be said. Let's just wear our hypothetical hat for the rest of this episode, because not just this topic, but the next one we talk about, it's all gonna be speculation. Get your tinfoil hat, conspiracy theories, bring them out right now. This is what we want to do. Now look, you know what I want to happen on The Fall Off? You know what I really want? First and foremost, number one, this album needs to be classic. Let's just get this out the way. He has been teasing The Fall Off since, if I'm not mistaken,
like 6 years.
KOD.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he had the interlude. There was an interlude on that.
It's called The Fall Off. Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
The Fall Off.
So that was what, when did that come out? 2017, 2018? Yeah, I believe 2018 is KOD.
I'll get that information for you.
Yeah, I believe it's 2018. But the point is, this album needs to be classic for J. Cole for many reasons. Number one, because the anticipation has been unreal for all this time. Number two,
2018,
that's what I thought. Number two, he's coming off of what is considered a very, very black eye moment in his career with the apology tour that he went on. Huge misstep for Cole from a rapper's standpoint. A lot of people made the argument this is not that big a deal because he's not going to lose fans. It's Cole. He's great. What do you got? It's not that big a deal. I think that from a business standpoint, you guys are right. J. Cole put out an album. He's a big dog. He's going to sell. He's going to keep doing his Dreamville festival every year. People are still going to come out. He's going to maintain his level of success.
Yes.
But that is not the point that I've tried to make. That wasn't the point people who crucified him and criticized him for him apologizing are trying to make. We are talking about rapper, the sport of it all. J. Cole needs this album to be great. And here's what I really want. I want Kendrick Lamar to be on this album. I want Drake to be on the album.
Yeah, right.
It's not going to happen.
Good luck, buddy.
How amazing. I think if there's anybody who can do it, it would be Cole. Think about it.
Both? Yeah,
Not on the same song. Hell no.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, I
But
know.
like just have an appearance of some sort. Cole, you guys tried to make the argument last episode, you and LC, that Cole is this lovable guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Come on, let's just leave him like he don't mean harm. If that is true, his friends should know that about him, right? That means he should be able to mend this. He should be able to mend his problems with Drake, right? Right? Come on now.
Drake probably don't trust nobody right now. So,
Hey,
I mean,
but look, at the end of the day, I want him. With all that being said, I want him rapping like the rent is due. I want him rapping like he was rapping with Daylight. I want him rapping like he's been rapping on these features. Come with it. this album needs to be classic for him. But I'm bullish on it. I think he's gonna deliver. I do. I think he's gonna deliver. Yeah. Yeah. Let me get that. Let's get that out the way.
Well,
what do you think though?
First and foremost,
I'm excited.
I'm
excited about Cole.
Let me get this out the way, bro.
Go ahead.
I can't stand.
Go ahead.
I mean, shout out Trey the Truth, by the way. Shout out Trey the Truth, but I cannot stand when people say this album's gonna have stuff that you ain't never seen before. Oh my God, it's gonna be unbelievable. I've heard that 1,000,000 times, and majority of the time it's not. Remember they said.
All he really said. Let's quote him correctly. All he really said was, "This album's gonna surprise some folks."
Okay,
that's all he said.
How? We already know who
cares.
I've already seen J. Cole at his highest. What the hell is J. Cole gonna do to surprise anybody? I remember the reason I bring this up is that, Drake, I forgot, people were saying, yo, Drake has a feature on For All the Dogs that's gonna shock the world. Like, oh my God, the industry people are like so surprised he got this person. Who the hell was it? Who was it? Was it Sade?
That's a great question. I do remember that talk. I do remember that talk.
Was on that album that shocked the world. So
it was sexy, the sexy red
at the end of the
feature.
day, what is it?
It was a sexy red feature.
Like, I don't get it. But what the hell J. Cole gonna do on this album that's gonna shock the world? He's gonna be rapping at a high level. I don't think it gets much higher than what he was doing on Might Delete Later. What is he gonna be doing? What? Would it be the features?
That's high level rap though.
Yeah, I mean.
Wait.
Heard high level rap.
Wait, hang on.
J. Cole.
What we're not gonna do is diminish J. Cole's level of rapping that he's been doing. No. I'm saying we're not gonna diminish and act like that's not amazing rapping.
It is, but he said shock the world.
I understand that.
So when you say shock, dude, the definition of shock the world is like, wow, I didn't know he can do that.
Okay, fine.
Right? What the hell is he going to do that I didn't know he can do that?
Understood. Now, again, remember, you got to wear your tinfoil hat.
Okay.
What do you think will happen?
So that's where I'm going.
Transition, yes.
What would shock me from this album, right, is two things. The guest appearances, right? So if J. Cole goes on there and gets, I don't really care. Drake and Kendrick, I don't care. Actually, you know what?
You're tripping.
I would actually care if J. Cole did this album all by himself.
He's not going to do that.
Production mainly by him, right?
Hell no.
All rapping with him.
Hell no. We don't want that.
All rapping with him.
Cole.
Just him.
We don't want.
I don't want to hear him do no features with Future. I don't want to hear no ASAP Rock. I don't want to hear nothing. Just him. That would make me very happy. It wouldn't shock me, but I would be like, yo, wow, like this is a very Cole-esque mixtape Cole. Like that's not a thing, right? Mixtape Cole, but I remember mixtape Cole.
Mixtape Cole's definitely
Friday Night Lights and all that stuff, right? That would be amazing. Wouldn't shock me.
I would even argue the off season felt like a mixtape. But
if
anyway.
Cole now another thing that would shock me, right, is if this is what will shock me. And this is what we need. If Cole somehow ties together all these themes, he's like, yo, hey, man, like, y'all didn't know I was building up for the fall off all the way back then in, like, let's say, for, what was the joint? That's
2014 Forest Hills?
Yeah, like, not even after that. The other one, the boring, very boring album.
Oh, my God. For Your Eyes
For
Only.
Your Eyes Only. He's like, I was building up from For Your Eyes Only, and it ties to this, and it ties to that, and KOD was this and that, and the fall off brings it all together. You look back, and you're like, yo, when he said this in such and such, when he said this on Folding Clothes, he was actually referring to this, blah, blah, blah. That would shock me, right? That everything tied together.
We know that's going to happen, though.
So, that to me would shock me. But in terms of rapping, I don't need to see anything. There's nothing J. Cole can do from a rapping standpoint that will shock me at this point. J. Cole, his level of rapping, particularly on Might Delete Later, particularly on Pie with Daylight, right? That's the highest level of Cole rapping. So
yeah, and I like where you went, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not going for none of this narrative. The run that J. Cole has been on lyrically in the last 2-3 years, 4 years, where he's been going on feature runs and he's been putting up performances like he did on Pie, putting up performances like he did on Secret Recipe with Yachty, putting up all these performances where he's rapping at such a high level. This needs to be remembered when it's all said and done. I know we're living in the midst of it. I know we're all distracted. I know he apologized. I know all of these things happen, guys. But the rapping is so high level. This needs to be remembered. That's number one.
I don't need that.
No, but that's not even the point. From a surprising standpoint, I do think, trade the truth, if I were to guess, I think he was referring to features. He has to, because when people start talking about, oh, man, something's going to shock you, they usually talking about guest features. And so I'm curious. I think from a shock, if you're going to use that word, surprise, shock, it got to be somebody we are not expecting. And so that's why I think the Kendrick angle, the Drake angle, to me, that makes sense.
I wouldn't care. I mean, personally, I wouldn't care.
I would love that.
I wouldn't care if Drake or Kendrick.
But here's the thing:
there.
conceptually, though, I'm very curious to know how he will pull off the conceptual part of this album.
That's exactly
right. When Cole first introduced this idea of the fall off, it was so unbelievable. It was like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean the fall? What do you mean? Are you retiring? Like, what are you trying to do here? And so Cole looks like a dude who would retire.
Yeah.
He talks like a dude who, when he's done and he's no longer fulfilled with what he's doing, he looked like a dude who would move on gracefully too.
Didn't he say this was probably his he claims
it was his last album.
Going to be his last album.
He claimed
to fall, and fine.
So do you believe him? How about that?
I don't believe him.
I don't believe rappers when they say that. Period.
I don't believe him. He's not 40 yet. But it's
interesting.
So the cool, right? So Lupe Fiasco on Food and Liquor actually had a song called The Cool, right?
Yep.
And then I guess he brought it back on the second album, and he explained what The Cool was, and it's a dead person that came back, and blah 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 blah. But in terms of conceptually tying things together, I've never seen it done. Maybe J. Cole be the first person to do it, possibly. But if he's able to pull that off, like from a conceptual standpoint, hey, brother. Because at the end of the day, people think they care about the apology. I don't care. It's over and done with. At that time, I cared. Now I don't care. We live in a microwave culture where it's next up. I don't care. So
it's like I say, the only people who really care are older people in rap who care about the art and the sport. Those are the only people who are gonna remember it, like truly actually use it as something like a notch. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only people. Otherwise, it don't really matter.
Exactly.
I'll still remember that shit.
Exactly.
Listen to the full episode, link below.